And good evening to you here at 5 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins. First up tonight, new information coming in about the driver of the semi, which crashed into several cars on I-465 this weekend, killing a mother and her twin baby daughters and injuring several others. State police say 57-year-old Bruce Pollard of Missouri was driving on I-465 Sunday when his truck ran into stopped traffic in the construction zone near Keystone Avenue. Alana Norman Coons and her twin 18-month-old daughters, Ruby and June, died in the crash. According to court documents, during his initial interview with investigators, Pollard said that a driver had cut him off and he had to slam on his brakes. He also said he was only going about 35 miles per hour. But according to information downloaded from the truck, investigators say they believe Pollard was going 65 miles an hour in the 45-mile-an-hour construction zone, and he did not hit the brakes until he had already hit the vehicle in front of him. Investigators say Pollard showed no remorse or emotion after being told that a family had died and several other people were seriously injured. Documents state he was only concerned about his personal belongings. And tonight, for the first time, we are hearing from the Coons family in the form of a statement. They say, quote, "At this extremely difficult time, we would like to express our gratitude to all of those who have reached out to our family following the tragic loss of Alana, June, and Ruby. They were all loved dearly by their family and friends, and they will be greatly missed. We are brokenhearted by their loss, but sustained by our faith. We believe in a loving Heavenly Father who comforts his children in the midst of their most painful trials. We are steadfast and confident in knowing that our family will be reunited in the life to come," end quote. Indiana State Police is cracking down on unsafe driving around semi-trucks. State troopers had planned to carry out this blitz long before Sunday's tragic crash on I-465. RTV6's Kara Kenny was there to show the shocking mistakes drivers make and what police want you to know.
Flashing state police lights are a common sight on I-465 and 70 today as they crack down on unsafe driving. They call this operation Trooper in a Truck. An Indiana State Trooper is riding along with trucking company Carter Express. Their goal, to get a bird's eye view of unsafe driving and then call out troopers like Anthony Emery to go out and write tickets. It didn't take long before we saw tailgating, speeding, and this white car cut off a semi-truck.
A lot of the passenger cars don't realize that these trucks take a lot of room to operate and a lot of space to get stopped or maneuver lanes. So when we start seeing passenger cars cutting these vehicles off, stopping short in front of them, again, we have serious risk of someone getting seriously hurt or dying.
The driver of the white car received a warning, and it's not just regular cars getting pulled over as part of this effort. We spotted a tanker truck full of gas tailgating another truck. Tailgating is the top cause of crashes in Indiana. Trooper Emery wrote the tanker driver a ticket for following too close, as well as a warning for speeding. Tonight on the news at 6, we'll talk to a truck driver who has a message for you about your driving. Indiana State Police plan to do more of these blitzes in the future. They've already received inquiries from other people volunteering their time, gas, and trucks to do this again. Kara Kenny, RTV6.
And in all, troopers wrote 83 tickets and warnings as part of their Trooper in a Truck enforcement. The top violations include speeding and following too close. If you notice dangerous situations on a daily basis on local roads, contact us and we will try to help. You can email us at workingforyou@RTV6.com. It is a Storm Team 6 alert day. Our RTV6 Tower Cam caught this time-lapse video of rain showers moving through downtown Indianapolis. And that's the theme of the evening, spotty showers. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is watching the radar tonight. So what can we expect?
Well, one good aspect of this, they are on the move. They're not just sitting in one place.
Good.
You may have a few rounds of thunderstorms, but at least they are moving. Well, there's the next round. As you look to the west from downtown Indianapolis this evening, all of these downpours as a result of the remnants of Barry. Numerous storms, heavy rain potential, and that severe threat is low. Damaging wind would be the main threat as that heavy rain drops out of the storms. One band of storms, a second band, and then a break in our third band. Let's zoom in a little bit. We've got a thunderstorm warning for those of you. Eastern Wayne County, the storm has already punched its way through Richmond, moving into the Buckeye State. Then we've got a north-south line from Peru to Kokomo, coming into the metro area, eastern Hendricks County, down into Johnson, and another line just east of a Terre Haute to Lafayette line. As far as our rainfall potential, could see over 2 inches of rain in some some of the heavier downpours between now and the morning hours. This is what we expect. Continued thunderstorms this evening. Temperature steady in the 70s when you have the rain.
Kevin, thank you. One of our most high-profile Hiring Hoosiers initiatives, trying to connect people to sharks. You know them, the sharks of the hit ABC show Shark Tank. Well, today, Hoosiers pitched their business ideas to Shark Tank producers during an open casting call at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And tonight, we have team coverage of the huge event, which can hopefully help local entrepreneurs. RTV6's Rafael Sanchez and Brad Brown are live at IMS tonight. Hey, guys.
In the spirit of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, hundreds of people took the green flag. They came here to the IMS Pavilion. These seats were full of people for the Shark Tank casting call, all part of our Hiring Hoosiers initiative. We invited them here. We're happy they were here because we want to support entrepreneurs, Brad, that will create the future jobs for Hoosiers and people across the country.
One of the vibes I heard kind of all morning and really throughout the course of the day here, Rafael, a lot of thanks for people to have the opportunity to be a part of something like this. The Shark Tank producers, this is the tail end of what will be season number 11 coming up for them. They've been all over the country, but it's rare for them to make an appearance like this kind of at the tail end of what is their season, so to speak. This was a late ad looking for another affiliate, Indianapolis. We were proud to be able to pick this up and kind of make this event happen. So these people showed up at 6 a.m. this morning. They filled the gates here in the Pagoda Plaza here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, really coming not just from all over central Indiana, but as we'll find out later on, really all over the country for their opportunity to present what were some brilliant ideas, a lot of very passionate individuals, some passionate groups about what they had, and some really just kind of those genius light bulb products that came out of these things.
And sometimes you wanted to ask, how did you come up with that?
Yeah.
And we've had many folks that came from all across Indiana, Galveston, Carmel, Indianapolis, Spiceland, and Henry County. People, Brad, that were determined with big dreams.
We are here to show you the brand new patented Easy Dog Walker.
This was the first time anyone in the world would see the Easy Dog Walker. Diane Syme and Barry Winkart from Spiceland created the device, which does not allow dog leashes to tangle.
We wanted to launch it with you guys, so this is it, today.
The couple says they spent a lot of time inventing new devices for dogs, since it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
It's not so much dreaming, but you're thinking.
They want other inventors to protect their ideas.
Making sure that you have a patent, number one, before you show it to anybody. Non-disclosure agreements, get your IP property taken care of.
You need energy? We got you.
If you need sleep, we got that too.
And this duo from Carmel is behind Dwell Naturals.
We know life is complicated, and we're here to make things simple.
They pitched single-use CBD products specialized on your energy, sleep, focus, or relief that they believe will change how you use the product.
And most important, they're pocket friendly. It's pre-measured. It takes all the guesswork out of it. It's
hygienic, it's pocket friendly, it's easy. We like to keep it simple.
There's so much imagination and ingenuity in this room. It was great to see the number of Hoosiers that were here wanting to take their business to the next level. And so we hope that one of them will make it on the show this fall. So we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. It was interesting to try and have a conversation with anybody here. There wasn't really any normal conversation. The pitch happened very quickly for everyone, kind of in the nature of the day right here, in the spirit of the adventure. How about coming here with one of your buddies and making a pitch for Shark Tank? Well, we found a couple guys named Mike and Jeremy. They drove down here from Detroit. They have a product called the Float and Grill, which it's another one of those brilliant ideas. It's a floating grill that you take out on the lake, maybe out to the sandbar to enjoy yourself during the summer. Well, we had a chance to talk to these guys about maybe the broad inspiration, kind of the brilliant idea they came from. Well, it wasn't exactly that, but it was kind of a natural way that how all of this came together. What ultimately said, hey, we got to go do this again?
Alcohol. No. If you want to be honest, we were at the lake. This picture was taken the day we decided to come back. Why not? I mean, it cost us fuel, and that was about it. We got a hotel. I mean, me and Jeremy are really, really good friends. Obviously, we're business partners. We do a lot of traveling together, so it's just another experience in our book.
The actual idea came from Mike, the whole float and grill itself. He bought a boat that was too small, maybe it would hold 3 people, and he wanted to grill at the sandbar. And he came to my house one day with, prototype 1 made out of PVC, and I was like, you need to sell that.
So
So don't deny the fact that a couple of drinks maybe will make a good idea a great idea. We'll see how that goes. Coming up tonight at 6, those guys came down here from Detroit. We had people from all over the country here in Indianapolis trying to get this final opportunity for season 11 of Shark Tank. We'll tell you where they came from.
I think we could use that either at Lake Monroe or at Geist.
Yes. Or right here in the Pagoda Plaza right now after the shower that rolled through here. Yeah.
All due at 6 will also be some other Hoosier inventors, Mark, who came with great ideas, hoping to get a call back. Those who make it to the next phase of the program will get a call back, hopefully, by July the 26th. We'll see what happens.
I've loved the ideas I've seen so far, you guys. Grilling out on the water and making sure your dogs aren't tangled up. It sounds like a win-win to me.
Mark, I figured you'd like that easy walker, so that may be on your Christmas list no matter what happens.
All right, make it happen. Thanks, you guys. Hey, coming up on the Now Indy at 5:30, we follow one Shark Tank contestant through each part of today's casting call. You'll see what these entrepreneurs go through, including the stress, the preparation, and the execution that it takes to be considered for Shark Tank. And still to come at 5:30 on the Now Indy, regular maintenance is key to keeping your car going. You know about winterizing your vehicle, but what about summerizing it? What it takes to keep your car running in the heat. But first, the deadly drug epidemic is growing in Indiana, so a new tactic is emerging to get drugs off the streets, but it's not targeting drug users or dealers. Why one program is looking to church leaders for help.
And what stands between us and a 107-degree heat index? Thunderstorms. We'll talk about when these thunderstorms move out and the very steamy air moves in.
He's on the all-new 2019 Ram 1500.
The state is giving money to a new program trying to tackle the drug epidemic in Indiana. This time the efforts aren't aimed at drug addicts, but instead church leaders. Working for you, RTV6's Stephanie Wade explains why the state wants church leaders to get more involved in countering the opioid crisis.
Drug addicts and the church, an unlikely pair, but an untapped resource some faith leaders say, if educated, could save lives.
I think the only silver lining from the opioid crisis is that we have no choice but to talk about it.
It might be one of the hardest things to say.
My son is a heroin addict. I lost my 20-year-old son, Aaron, to a heroin overdose.
But these two mothers are no longer afraid.
I myself sat in the pews for years and didn't talk about it because I knew the perception that existed.
Opioid addiction is real, and it is affecting real Hoosier families.
Our numbers are catastrophic, how many deaths there are. We can't afford to ignore this.
Thanks to a grant from the Indiana State Department of Health, these two women with Overdose Lifeline are driving across the state to educate church leaders on what to do when someone reaches out to them for help.
Recently, at one of our events, we had a member of a faith community say, I don't know how to help.
The families are sitting here in silence. They're dealing with shame, and they need support from the pastors.
They're going to regions determined by the state to do training on how to support and connect people with recovery resources, and perhaps host recovery meetings themselves. Plus, they train them how to administer naloxone, a drug that reverses an overdose.
We're giving the faith community the tools they need to feel like they can respond instead of feeling like, I don't know how to help.
No judgment, no stigma. Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Well, the Faith Mission was just in Lawrenceburg. They're heading to Gary tomorrow and Richmond later this week. Next week, they'll be in Indianapolis. To see a full list of locations and times, head over to our website at theindychannel.com, or you can use the RTV6 app. Two parents are charged with neglect after investigators say they found the couple's kids in unsanitary conditions and without food. Court documents from Johnson County show the mother, 37-year-old Keela Hill, and father, Richard Hill, are in custody on neglect charges. This is a mugshot of Richard Hill from a previous arrest. According to information from the Johnson County Sheriff, the oldest of the four children went to the Sheriff's Department with the mother of a friend to report on what was going on at home. Officers from the Sheriff's Department went to the mobile home park on County Line Road near Greenwood and found a 5-year-old girl and a 3-year-old boy home alone. A third child, who is 8 years old, was nearby with another family. Conditions in the trailer were described in the sheriff's report as extremely dirty and unsanitary. Electricity had been off for about a month, according to the report. The children said they had nothing to eat. Many residents of the mobile home park said they were aware of the children and had been feeding and helping them in recent weeks. Now, this is a story that is a reminder to kids anywhere that even in your own own neighborhood could be facing neglect, abuse, or other kinds of dangers, and you can help. So working for you. Here's what you need to look out for to help keep our most vulnerable citizens safe. WebMD says signs of neglect include kids always looking dirty, being left alone, or in the care of other young children. Neglected kids say they may miss a lot of school and may eat more than usual at a meal, which is a sign they could be saving food for later. And if you don't think something is right, you can contact police. New at 5, arson detectives need your help identifying a person of interest in connection with multiple fires in Indianapolis. IMPD detectives are looking for the person in these pictures after several fires on the north and northeast sides of the city. Metro Police believe one of the fires happened in the early morning hours of July 2nd on the 1800 block of North Talbot Street. Anyone with information is asked to call IMPD arson detectives at this number. It's 317-327-6700, or you can call Crime Stoppers of Central Indiana at 317-262-TIPS. It's only the middle of July, but it's already back to school season, and many families could use a little help with supplies. So if you'd like to donate, RTV6 will be collecting classroom supplies this week. Our annual school supply drive is Thursday on Monument Circle from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. There's a specific need for spiral notebooks, loose leaf paper, pens, pencils, and pocket folders, and we always love when people come down and visit to drop off those supplies.
And as a staff here at RTV6, we've been chipping in, so we'll make our donation on the same day as well. I bet some of you are excited that we've had rain, and that's a good thing. It's been quite dry in many spots, and let me just say it's easy to predict rain when you have rain. That's a situation we have right now, but tomorrow, just a 40% chance of additional thunderstorms. Then a very hot, very humid, dry stretch is on the way. Let's talk about how warm. Wednesday, temperature will climb into, in some spots, the 90s down to the south. It's Thursday and Friday that the real heat kicks in. As you look at these heat index values, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, well over 100. Perhaps Saturday will be the steamiest of those 3 days with a 106-degree heat index. Heavy rain between Franklin and Greenwood also coming in on the southwest side of Indy, just east of Mooresville. That'll roll through right the heart of downtown. Excuse me, other rain up into Boone and Hamilton County. Another little break before we have additional thunderstorms, all moving southwest to northeast. Of course, you can follow these on your own radar with our Storm Shield app. It is free, and it keeps you in the loop, even if you lose power. Storm Shield app free, and sends warnings to your iPhone. It's like a weather radio for your phone. 7 o'clock tonight, active thunderstorms, all with heavy rainfall when they develop. 9 o'clock, Terre Haute to Indy to Muncie. By 11, starting to diminish the coverage, but what rain is still there. Put down some heavy downpours, and by the time we wake up tomorrow, starting to shift everything to the east. Temperatures work their way into the upper 80s tomorrow. We're just on the edge of the real heat tomorrow. And a morning thunderstorm still around, and then we dry out. There's the hit and miss pattern to the morning rain. Then that moves off to the east, and we'll have temperatures warm into the upper 80s with the breeze at about 10 miles per hour. That's north to south, all the temperatures just shy of 90 degrees. Almost an instant sweat. I guess that's the best way to look at it because of this tropical air that will be in place from Thursday through the weekend. Thursday's high with a dry day at 94. Temperatures western Indiana may be slightly warmer than that. Friday 95, and we crank up the humidity just a bit, solidly into that 100 to 105 heat index range. Temperatures over the weekend, you begin to see a little change. Sunday 92, a chance for thunderstorms. Early next week, we'll fall back into the 80s for high temperatures. We'll back off of the heat wave a bit. Mid-80s on Monday and Tuesday. Until then, these overnight lows will be as warm as 76 degrees on the Saturday morning. The afternoon highs get a lot of attention, but when you don't cool off overnight, that makes it very uncomfortable.
It was nice to get this little relief.
You got it.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin, for that. Well, a new piece of currency in Canada, and it's unlike anything you've ever seen. The unique design and the inspiration behind it, and what the coin is worth. That's next on RTV6 News at 5.
Working for you.
Hello to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV, and jury selection continues in Court TV Live's next big live trial. This one is the case of the state of Florida versus this man, Grant Amato. This is a case of a son who's accused in the brutal massacre of his family. The 29-year-old is accused of killing his mother, Margaret, his father, Chad, and his older brother, Cody. Authorities say that Amato was feuding with his family over his obsession with a webcam girl in Bulgaria that he connected with online through an adult web camera site. His family had accused him of funneling hundreds of thousands of dollars from his relatives' accounts to spend on this girl. Now Amato is charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, and if he's convicted, he could be sentenced to death. We'll have gavel-to-gavel coverage for you, as well as legal analysis on Florida versus Amato right here on Court TV. I'm Julie Grant. Now back to you in the studio.
Julie, thanks for the update there. Don't forget, you can stream Court TV 24/7 at courttv.com. Talk about having pride in your country. Canada is unveiling its newest coin, and I don't think it will fit into any vending machine here. The Royal Canadian Mint showed off its coin. Look at that. And it's actually shaped like the country of Canada. It's called the Canadian Landscape in honor of Canada Day. On the coin, you'll see the iconic bird or mammal from each province and territory, shaped like the landmass it represents. It's a $50 piece, but it's limited edition, so it'll actually cost you $260 to buy. The price tag is so high because it's 3 ounces of pure silver, and it was tough to make. There you go, new currency right there. Coming up all new at 6 on RTV6, IMPD officers say they're testing a new tool that will benefit both them and you, the community they serve. The details on this new program coming up new at 6. But first, on the Now Indy, Shark Tank in Indy will take you to one entrepreneur's journey through the casting call process at IMS. We're going to show you what it's like to swim with the sharks. You're watching RTV6.